Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Monday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page so you can watch it on demand. Today is April 8th, 2019, and now the news at noon.
From the Cortez Journal, many sexually active teens are successfully preventing pregnancies in Colorado and La Plata County, but sexually transmitted diseases are a growing problem among high school students, according to a recent report. The state teen birth rate has decreased 61% from 2007 to 2017, down to 15.5 births per 1,000, according to a report by the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment and the Trailhead Institute. The teen birth rate is even lower in La Plata County at 12.1 births per 1,000, but at the same time across the state and in southwest Colorado, the rate of sexually transmitted diseases have been rising since 2013 among teens, according to state health department data. Low birth rates, particularly in La Plata County, have been driven by the use of long-acting reversible contraception, such as intrauterine devices and hormonal implants that are effective and convenient, said Tiffany Switzer, Director of Prevention Services at San Juan Basin Public Health. The increase in sexually transmitted diseases could stem from greater awareness about the importance of getting tested regularly, she said. It is possible the diseases are spreading because teens are not receiving comprehensive sexual education. Allison Macklin, Vice President of Education and Innovation with Planned Parenthood of the Rocky Mountains.
From the Durango Herald, photo Jerry McBride. State legislators representing La Plata County solidified their position on gun violence at a community forum last Saturday, suggesting that regulations on weapons would not be as effective as addressing the core of the issue, mental health. About 100 people attended La Plata County League of Women Voters' annual legislative lowdown at Durango Public Library, where community members were invited to ask questions of State Representative Barbara McLaughlin and State Senator Don Coram in an effort to understand their legislative priorities. While the crowd addressed a swath of issues ranging from LGBTQ issues to oil and gas regulations, a notable group of residents in attendance wore red shirts. Elaine Slade, who lives south of Hesperus, said she wore her red shirt in support of solutions to gun violence. But legislators were careful to couch their responses to questions about gun violence as an issue of mental health rather than an issue of access to weapons. Quote, "A gun is like any source of power. It can be used for good or evil," said Coram, a Republican, in response to a question about gun violence. Quote, "We missed a good opportunity in the red flag bill to address the root of the problem, mental health. The red flag bill would allow family members, roommates, or law enforcement to ask the courts for a temporary extreme risk protection order, which would allow the justice system to seize weapons from people who present significant risk to themselves or others." The bill passed the state house on March 4th by a vote of 38 to 25. McLaughlin, a Democrat who voted for the red flag bill, echoed Coram's statements. She doesn't want to take everyone's guns, but rather focus more on those who may be a danger to themselves or others. "The best way to identify those individuals is through mental health evaluations," she said. "I'm not into banning guns. I would much rather put resources into mental health," McLaughlin said. "There are a lot bigger issues than taking guns." Dolores County declared a resolution in March to be a red flag sanctuary county with the support from constituents.
From the Durango Herald, Kinder Morgan has agreed to pay Montezuma County $250,000 for road repairs on the company's truck route from the to the Goodman Point plant. Portions of county roads U20 and S totaling 4.5 miles will receive an asphalt overlay to repair failing shoulders, said County Road Supervisor Rob Engelhart in Montezuma County. Their county will do the work and is providing a $250,000 match for the project. The county earmarked an additional $1 million in the 2019 road budget for more paving projects. The extra work includes asphalt overlays for Road 31 from Dolores to San Juan National Forest boundary, and on Road 29 from US 160 to Road M. The county determines road upgrades based on traffic counts, main traffic arteries, and road conditions, Engelhardt said. He said 1.25-inch asphalt overlays are used to level out and save badly deteriorating paved roads in order to extend their life. The county manages 517 miles of road, including 180 miles of chip sealed, 269 of graveled surface, and 68 miles of graded earthen. The Colorado Department of Transportation also has highway improvement projects planned around Montezuma County this summer.
Reported in the Journal, photo courtesy Jody Jarling. Every time you swipe a credit card for a purchase, the business has to pay a small processing fee to the credit card company. When calculated over time, the accumulated fees can impact profitability as more and more consumers use credit cards, local area business owners say. But there is a solution. Pay with cash or a check more often. That is the message of a new local movement dubbed Local to Local Checks and Cash Initiative in Montezuma County. A group out of Montezuma County business owners are trying to raise awareness of the increasing costs to their operations because of the trend towards a cashless society. Quote, "We are not discouraging credit cards because that's a modern reality, but we want to inform customers that when they use them, not all the money spent is going to support the business," said Tucker Robinson, owner of Wild Edge Brewing Collective in Cortez. He said the brew pub paid $7,000 in fees to process credit card purchases last year, revenues that could have been plowed back into purchasing supplies and supporting local staff. According to a survey by Local to Local Checks and Cash Initiative, a small sampling of self-reported data from area businesses showed that 78% of transactions are done with payment cards that charge a fee. Based on 2016 to 18 Cortez sales tax data, roughly $23 million is spent in Cortez every month, said Cortez Chamber of Commerce Director Rocky Moss. If 78% of that figure is assessed the typical 3% credit card processing fee, it would add up to millions of dollars leaving the local economy every year. Moss said the extrapolated calculations is just rough estimates that provides a hint of the impact. The group plans to conduct more comprehensive surveys and polls to fine-tune the data. Brandon Schubert, a co-owner of Stonefish Sushi and More, reports that use of credit card and debit cards is currently 94% of all transactions compared with 40% in 2010. If people will make an effort to pay with cash more often, the money businesses save helps them survive and grow. Cash benefits the local economy overall, organizers said. Hopefully our customers become the best partners in the campaign, says Schubert. The more we explain and the more people use cash and checks, the more money stays home. As a way to encourage more use of cash, organizers are hoping to persuade local banks to install more ATMs in business districts. Rising fees from credit card companies are getting the attention of national companies. In April, Kroger Corporation announced it would stop accepting Visa credit cards at 142 Smith's supermarkets and 108 fuel centers across 7 states because of excessive transaction fees, according to a press release.
From the Cortez Journal, Durangoan Ian Altman was diagnosed 20 years ago with multiple sclerosis, but he hasn't let the diagnosis slow him down. Altman continues to ski and rock climb, and he's now a teacher and administrator at Colorado Timberline Academy. MS is a chronic disease that damages the central nervous system and affects patients in varying ways. The disease can impair vision, cognitive abilities, and muscle control, among other symptoms. The National Multiple Sclerosis Society estimates about 1 million people in the U.S. have the disease. About 1 in 550 Coloradans have it, according to the Rocky Mountain MS Center. Altman is among those working to rebuild the Southwest Colorado Multiple Sclerosis Society to provide support for those with the disease. He hopes to help more people seek an active lifestyle through the society, as he did, because it can help them maintain their health, he said. The society will be able to offer more support and financial assistance to MS patients in coming years across the region, thanks to an anonymous donor who gave a major endowment to the group, said Janine Pope, president of the society. The donor requested the amount of the endowment be kept private. And now let's take a look at the weather.
So looking at the local area DCTV 5-day outlook, Tuesday night into Wednesday is the next chance for snow again, and be prepared for blustery weather not clearing out until the weekend. But let's start with today and enjoy however much sunshine we can get out of all the hazy striping up there. We're looking for our high to be near 65 degrees. Northeast winds turn west in the afternoon to just 5 to 10 miles an hour with a nice evening tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 45 degrees. Then Tuesday we start off mostly sunny with a warm high near 70 degrees. Breezy with a southeast wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming southwest 20 to 25 miles an hour in the afternoon, with those winds gusting as high as 45 miles an hour, so you'll feel like there is a storm approaching, which it is. Tuesday night, a 50% chance of rain showers come in before 3 a.m. overnight, and then a chance of rain and snow showers moving into a chance of just snow showers after 5 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 35 degrees. Those winds remain blustery 20 to 25 miles an hour, becoming west 15 to 20 miles an hour after midnight. And overnight, it should remain angry out there with gusts remaining as high as 40 miles an hour. Overall, little to no snow accumulation is expected, but we may wake up Wednesday morning with the continuation of snow showers likely, with the chance standing at 60% from the National Weather Service right now, mainly before noon. Then some thunder is also possible, mostly cloudy. The temperatures drops will be noticeable with a high near just 43 degrees for the day. Breezy with a northwest wind 15 to 20 miles an hour. Wednesday night, the storm moves through. Right now, we have a 30% chance of snow showers, tapering off by midnight, mostly cloudy with a low around 28 degrees overnight, but those winds still keeping it feeling more like winter than spring. Thursday, we remain cooler, but more encouraging with partly sunny skies and a high near 43 degrees. Thursday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 26. Friday, once again, a slight chance of snow showers comes in the early afternoon, then a slight chance of rain showers after 1 p.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 48 degrees. Friday night, a chance of rain showers before 7, then a chance of snow showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 28 degrees. Saturday, we start to warm back up a bit, partly sunny with a high near 47 degrees. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 29, and Sunday is looking sunny with a high right now near 55, so getting through this week to see more spring-like weather for the weekend is what we need to do. And our weather photos were extremely cool this weekend with those rains and storms coming through, and sunshine as well, making for some great rainbow photos. Be sure to post your weather pictures on our Facebook group. It's called Dove Creek Local Weather Photos, or email them to the station at dcbnnews@gmail.com. This one is from Lori Graham, a beautiful double rainbow visible from a few miles northwest of town. And now, back to the news.
From the Durango Herald, it might just be enough to kill your buzz. A new study challenges the idea that a drink or two a day could actually be good for you. In a study conducted in China, the researchers found that moderate drinking slightly raised the risk of stroke and high blood pressure. They weren't able to figure out, though, whether small amounts of alcohol might also increase the chances of a heart attack. People who have a drink or two a day have long been thought to have a lower risk of stroke and heart problems than non-drinkers, but scientists were unsure if that was because the alcohol was beneficial or if the people who didn't drink had other health issues. Peto said their findings should apply to other populations beyond China and to any alcoholic drinks like beer or wine, even though the study participants mostly drank spirits. The research was published online Thursday in the journal Lancet. For their research, the Chinese and British scientists took genetics into account. They focused on two variants common among East Asians that can make drinking unpleasant. For those with the variants, drinking alcohol can result in quickly turning red, a fast heart rate, nausea, or headaches. Because such gene variations occur randomly, the researchers were able to design the equivalent of a randomized study. Much of the previous research on alcohol and health effects has relied on studies that can't prove cause and effect. Overall, the study found alcohol increases the stroke risk by about 1/3 for every 4 additional drinks per day. The researchers found no protective effects for moderate drinking. For people who drank up to 2 drinks a day, which would qualify as moderate drinking, scientists said they would have an increased stroke risk of about 10 to 15% when compared to non-drinkers.
Recall efforts on Governor Jared Polis file photo. The National Popular Vote bill, which Governor Jared Polis signed into law March 15th, would grant all of Colorado's presidential votes to the winner of the popular vote, part of a nationwide movement to ensure that future presidents cannot be elected based on electoral college according to a report in the Durango Herald. Although the bill would go into effect only if enough states sign on, the bill still passed easily through the House and Senate despite objections from rural Colorado. For months, Colorado Democrats' control of the governor's office, the House and Senate, have generated a flurry of initiatives and bills that have frustrated rural conservative voters. But the National Popular Vote bill has risen to the top of local concerns. Mesa County Representative Pugliese is leading an effort to put the National Popular Vote question on the 2020 November ballot for voters to decide. The effort is a referendum, the first in Colorado since the 1930s, which puts a hold on the law until 124,000 petition signatures are gathered to put the issue on the ballot. 2 weeks after Polis signed the bill, Pugliese helped organize the first petition signing in Grand Junction, where she was stunned to see how long the lines were of people waiting to add their names to the list. As of the first week of April, Pugliese had almost 1,500 volunteers circulating enough petitions to get 100,000 signatures and is confident the referendum will get 200,000 signatures by the state's August deadline. She now routinely runs out of petitions at signing events and has to turn people away. The waves of eager petition signers echoes the concerns of Durango's Representative Barbara McLaughlin, one of the few Democrats who voted against the measure. In February, McLaughlin said her vote against the bill was one of her most carefully considered of the session. She added that her constituents had never raised the issue. Southwest Colorado lawmakers Senator Don Korn, Republican from Montrose, and Representative Mark Catlin, Republican from Montrose, also voted against the bill. None of Southwest Colorado's lawmakers are facing recall petitions. If approved, some petitions faced daunting odds. The petition to recall Polis, for instance, must gather 631,000 signatures in 60 days to get on the ballot, and those signatures cannot be collected until July, after 6 months of his being in term. When asked about the recall effort during a late March news conference, Polis seemed unfazed and determined to forge ahead with an agenda focusing on affordable health care and full-day kindergarten. Recall elections are not idle threats in Colorado. In 2013, then Senate President John Morse of Colorado Springs and Senator Angela Giron of Pueblo, both Democrats, were recalled after legislators passed a package of gun control bills, one of which limited magazine sizes. This past weekend, the official petitions for the Electoral College recall were available to be signed in Dove Creek. As additional opportunities are available, they will be reported here on DCTV News at Noon.
According to the Durango Herald, herds of wild horses will be removed from Mesa Verde National Park beginning this spring, according to a final decision released in March. The park has 65 to 80 horses, but having them is in violation of federal policy, said park biologist Paul Morey. Dubbed trespass horses in park studies, they also compete with elk for limited water resources and impact cultural sites. The horses will be captured over the next 5 years using bait trapping and Wrangler Roundup. The plan is to remove 50% this year and 80% by the second year. If additional livestock enters the park after the 5-year period, MVNP will remove them. Once captured, the horses will be placed in a temporary holding facility at the park and be cared for by a veterinarian. Efforts will be made to return any branded horses to their owners. The park is working with the Colorado chapter of the National Mustang Association for relocation of the horses through adoption. Tiff Rodriguez, Colorado chapter executive director, said the group plans to begin a marketing campaign to place the horses in new homes. While being held at the park, the horses will be identified, sized, aged, and photographed, Rodriguez said. If possible, a trainer will begin gentling them to help the adoption process go smoother. Taking DNA samples to track the genetic heritage is also being considered.
From the Durango Herald, Native American items are being given back to the tribes. The Center of Southwest Studies Director Shelby Tisdale told the Fort Lewis College Board of Trustees on Friday that the return of Native American items is part of the center's continuing effort to come into compliance with the NAGPRA, which requires the return of Native American cultural items, including funerary items taken from their original locations. Quote, "We invite tribal representatives to have face-to-face discussions," Tisdale said, about outreach from the center to tribes to examine items in the collection for repatriation. The center has held discussions with 12 tribes and plans to hold another discussion with the Laguna Pueblo of New Mexico in May. Tisdale said representatives of all tribes are welcome to begin discussions with the center for repatriation of items. Board of Trustee Chairman Ernest House Jr., a member of the Ute Mountain Ute Tribe, said to the tribes, "This is some of the most important and sensitive work that we can do." Given FLC's mission, he added it is important that the college go beyond the letter and the spirit of the law to set a standard that could be modeled nationwide for NAGPRA compliance. Items returned will include 161 funerary objects, 58 of which were traded or misidentified by the amateur archaeologists and treasure hunters. Other items to be returned include 103 funerary objects identified as coming from ancestral Puebloan sites, including 79 ceramic vessels, 13 lithic objects, and 10 mineral samples and 1 animal bone. The items were collected from La Plata, Montezuma, Dolores, and San Juan counties in Colorado and McKinley County in New Mexico. Based on consultations with tribes, the items will be repatriated with the Southern Ute Indian Tribe, Ute Mountain Ute Tribe, and Uinta Ure. Items will also be repatriated with the Hopi, Jicarilla, and Apache tribes, and with the Pueblo of Zuni, Pueblo of Acoma, Pueblo of San Felipe, Pueblo of Santa Clara, and the Pueblo of Tesuque, and in New Mexico, and Iselta del Sur Pueblo in Texas.
According to the Durango Herald, visitors to the Durango Botanical Gardens now may take self-guided garden tours using a phone app. Former Durango Botanical Society Executive Director Cindy Smart built the app to engage tourists who cannot attend a formal guided tour. She also expects the app to help engage younger residents to visit and spend time in the garden. Smart has often had to accommodate last-minute requests for tours from visitors, and she hopes the app will help keep docents from getting overwhelmed, she said. The app provides detailed information about ecosystems and individual plants. By the fall, she expects the app will detect a visitor's location in the garden and provide information about the plants at that location. The app also provides a phone number so visitors can call a member of the society if they have questions. Smart also is developing games for the app that would help children learn new vocabulary and interact with the garden, she said.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings. April 12th at 7 p.m. for the Sunflower Theater. They're hosting an awesome lip sync battle with 10 to 12 area teams. Tickets are $25. It's fundraising for the Four Corners Child Advocacy Center in Cortez. In the spirit of giving voice to the voiceless, they say. Are you interested in putting a team together? Contact Nikki at the Four Corners Child Advocacy Center for more information. That's NICCI at nestcac.org. Or come out and support the great local nonprofit event with a fun evening out. And join Sittin' Shotgun Stripped Friday, April 12th at the State Line Bar and Grill west of Dove Creek for this acoustic event and their awesome surf and turf meal special. Dinner starts at 5 p.m. The music starts at 6. The full menu and bar is open from 11 a.m. and dinner ends at 9 p.m. And April 13th is the Wild Edge Brewing Collective's second year anniversary party. Saturday from noon to 10 p.m. It's an all-day affair. At 11 a.m. they'll be having yoga and brews. Make sure to sign up early as the class will likely fill up. They will be tapping 2 special beers for the celebration. The first one is called Strawberry Milkshake IPA. It's a dry hopped one with El Dorado and Citra. And the second one is called Wild One. This is a very special beer fermented with native Montezuma County yeast and bacteria. This batch of Wild One was brewed on 1/24/18 and fermented and aged in a used French oak wine barrel from Sutcliffe Vineyards. It will be served still and at cellar temperature directly from the oak barrel. You won't want to miss tasting this uniquely Montezuma County beer. Local favorite Josh Standard and the Flume Canyon Boys will kick off the evening entertainment at 7 p.m. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To have your event shared with us, please contact us by email dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station at 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area, and of course please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.